ladies and gentlemen, the galaxy of intellectuals, Your Excellency, invited guests, teachers, and my dear friends. It's an honor itself to honor all gathered here. I, Anisha, with my co-host Rahul, welcome you all on behalf of Team Agaram on this extravaganza 2015-16.
If there are no stars, there won't be any beauty in the sky. If there is no difference of opinions, there won't be any creative and innovative ideas.
Similarly, if no annual functions in schools, there won't be any chance for we, the young and dynamic students, to uphold the pride of our school, to catalog the challenges we faced, the endeavors we made, and the success we achieved, and to show what we were, what we are, and what we will be.
Hence, we are much privileged to stand before you to extend profound gratitude, to share in our joy and delightful moments of the day, and to be part of what we are.
There is not in the world a kind of life more sweet and delightful than that of a continual conversation with God. Brother Lawrence, let us thank the nature and the Creator for this graceful day. No day begins without His blessing.
A teacher is a candle which enlightens the life of others by exhausting itself, the equivalent of patience and the reason behind our success. Let us thank the God. The teachers are here to take us to the world of divinity for His blessings.
My
my test.
India, as we know, is a modern country. Yet, the customs and traditions are followed in rural as well as urban India. These traditions of India are what gives our land an individual identity and lend a mystical essence to the atmosphere.
Playing the perfect host is an integral part of our culture and tradition. As such, we go to great lengths in making our guests feel welcome and above all, acknowledging the presence of our guest.
Yeah, it's time to introduce our honorable chief guest, an eminent personality, and to welcome the gathering, I would call upon my friend Miss Hari Ranjani to propose this task.
Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to you all. I am extremely honored to have this opportunity to address you in this prestigious moment when our institution, Agaram Public School, celebrates its 4th annual day titled Extravaganza 2016. This is so precious moment for us because, aside from the fact this function underlines our school's successful back-to-back 4 years in its realm of imparting education. This TICE is also going to witness the showcasing of talents of the young buds of the school. The duty which is conferred upon me here today is to welcome everyone to this grand celebration. Our chief guest this year is such a well-known personality that he doesn't need a formal introduction at all. He is the group captain K. Kalyan Kumar. I consider it is not only my privilege but an honor for our entire school to host him as a dignitary and the inaugurator of our priceless functions today. I salute you with gratitude and extend you a hearty welcome to the celebration, sir. It is also my pleasure to welcome our honorable trustees today. Being the trustees of Agaram Public School, they have given much vital advice and valuable service. I proudly welcome in my humble words to this most prestigious program. Our most honorable CEO and the lifeblood of our school, Mr. Stephenson, is to be welcomed. Dearest sir, on behalf of everyone here today, please accept my warm welcome. I would like to welcome all the parents and the well-wishers who have constantly extended their love and support to all the high prospects of the school and to each one of its Agaram. I extend a hearty welcome to you all to this Extravaganza 2016 and wish you to have a pleasant time with us. And last but not the least, I would like to welcome all the teachers and the students who are part and parcel of this institution in my modest words. I request your benign cooperation throughout this program to ensure its grand success. Once again, I welcome this gathering and wish that today's event leave an indelible mark in your memory. Thank you.
The philosopher's soul dwells in his head. A poet's soul is in his heart. The soul of the dancer abides in all her body.
Aditi Devo Bhava. As it says, guests are equal to God. The best way to spread the incense of our gratitude and emotion is through dance. And this happiness is brought through the fragrance of classical dance. The whole show comes out in elegance as a documentary movie highlighting various dances. The hard work and dedication behind the documentary movie is inexplicable. The task of finding apt characters was easygoing as they were among the students and parents.
Our experts took maximum of 4 days to complete the shooting and to make it sparkle and to be bloom to be the best movie ever watched within a short span of time.
We take this moment as a pride and pleasure to request our honorable chief guest to unveil the curtain as to inaugurate and present the first CD of the documentary movie, Enakul Irukum Enne Thedi, In Search of Me, to our respected CEO. I would also call upon the two main artists of the movie, Subiksha and Pradeepa, to be on stage. The content is all a surprise.
Thank you, sir. The gracious moment has come to request our chief guest, Group Captain K. Kalyan Kumar, to be on his dais to share his thoughts. Please, sir.
Most distinguished gathering out here, a very good evening to one and all of you. At the very beginning, I would like to thank each and every one of you, the management, the CEO and his team of teachers, staff, parents and the children for having put a soldier on the pedestal this evening. That's me representing the forces to be the chief guest. I am indeed overwhelmed and speechless. I shall share this happiness with my uniformed brethren, shall tell them that away from the front, the forward front, there is a loving team who yearn for us, respect and love us. I salute this institution. May your tribe increase. What I shall be speaking today would be very short and crisp. In fact, my speech has been heavily censored by my wife, who is a teacher herself. She says that function is not meant for your talk. It's meant for the children to showcase. So to that extent, I have drastically cut down the speech. So that cutting down brings me to something, time management. For the children, what is time management? 450 of you, short and crisp. I am reminded of a very important aspect which we should all practice, that is again time management. Whether we are rich or poor, a male or a female, God has distributed one thing equally amongst ourselves, that is 24 hours of time. You should have a pre-planned timetable, which most of you will be doing on a daily, weekly and monthly basis as far as possible. Please adhere to that one. I said about planning your time available, but what do you plan it for? You have to have a goal, an aim in life. What is this goal? The target which you want to reach. But again, goals have to be realistic. They have to be specific, but they can be flexible. They have to be realistic. In the sense, if you say that I want to go to the Mars, I want to go to the moon, well, it's not realistic. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. These are some things which are acceptable. But again, once you select your goal, do not drift away from that, for you will end up like Adolf Hitler. Hitler wanted to invade and take over Great Britain. So he started off invading Poland in October 39. He took over Poland. But what happened? He invaded Britain, the famous Battle of Britain. Halfway through, he decided that he is pulling out of Britain. He went on towards Russia. His entry into Russia was well timed. But what happened? The winter took over and his forces couldn't come back from Russia. So again, changing a goal too frequently does not get you the desired results. For you children to achieve your goals in life, I now request, dear parents, they need your constant love, affection and guidance. Please share with them parental love to make them better citizens. During a counseling session at a public school, it emerged that when students were asked to write an essay on any subject of their choice, one of the students wrote, I would like to be born as a smartphone in my next birth. When asked why, at least that way I'll be close to my dad and mom, who are always closer to the smartphones. Is this the situation you would like to have for your child? No. Kids are very sensitive to isolation and notice all happenings. These incidents leave an everlasting print in their minds. When we talk about phones, let me assure you that they have become a necessity, a reality, and they're here to stay. Please remember that smartphones and gadgets are meant to ease our load and not to seize our happiness. One group of phone-savvy students are always there. Please identify them. My dear teachers, it's for you. Please identify them and happily task them to make videos of lectures, lab sessions, and credit them duly. Their status will be elevated while their activities are also gainfully channelized. Teachers, please note, you have certain potential scientists amongst you, students who reveal themselves in the course of their additional tasks. Encourage them and record their findings. To be precise, 2 days back, you can get it on the net, at a public school in Delhi, 2 students have come out with a simple method for charging mobile batteries with the help of their jogging shoes. Now, what do we mean by that? If you find it as a unique invention or a discovery in anything in your school, please immediately take note and with the help of specialists analyze and do record it. How do you record it? Have you heard of something called as IPR, Intellectual Property Rights? This has come to stay. We have got IPR lawyers and advisors in Coimbatore and Chennai. Get them registered, because a decade or 2 from now, you may have a Nobel Prize winner from Agaram school. That could happen. It's something very as real as that. Now, when I have something to tell you, the one which everyone should have most is that aram or dharma, which should be maintained at all costs. I'm reminded of a story by Sri Manoj Das, an Odia writer. He writes in English also. He's won a lot of awards in UK. What did he say? I'll go with the story. I hope you like stories. There was a small village on the foothills of the mountains. And in this village, there were 20 hamlets, Kudisaigal, poor Brahmins, pujaris out there in the temples. They had built these houses, and their daily routine was something like this. They'll start off early with a yaga in the Homakundam, and then they will go off to the temples to get the prasad and bring it home at night, which the family shared and lived. But one fine day, the women folk, since I told you the writer is from Odisha, in that part of eastern India, we have the people chewing a lot of pan. Tambul, they call it locally, Pogaile and Vetale. They keep chewing continuously 24 hours. So here was a situation where a lady was having a small child in her lap and she was chewing pan. And she found a bull charging, something like our Kangaim bull, was charging into the house. She couldn't do anything. She has a baby in her arms and her mouth is full of tobacco. Now what she does, she does not know what to do. She has found a Homakundam which is there, which they have done puja in the morning. She spits into the Homakundam. Now what happens? Lo, she can shoo off the bull and it is gone. And she was very happy that she is done. But only thing, she says, I'll clean it up before my husband comes, lest he should get angry with it. But she forgot. Next morning, she was cleaning for that day's puja. They find in that Homakundam a golden beetle leaf, something similar to the one she was chewing. Well, that was something astonishing. So they decide now to find out, but she is very scared. She didn't tell her husband till then what has happened. The husband goes back to the temple along with the other pujaris, and the next day again at that point, she spits on it again, and again on the third day when they are cleaning up, they find that they get a beetle leaf. Now husband asks, please tell me the truth, there's something happening out here. She blurts out and starts crying. He says, you have done a great mistake. Anyway, it looks like God is here to reward us. So every day they kept on spitting, she kept on spitting, and the next morning there used to be golden beetle leaf. In course of time, the rumor spreads, and all of them almost started off doing. And in course of time, the inhabitants, the poor people over there, the pujaris, they became very rich. But for one family which decided that come what may, I will not follow this. we will remain poor. Our children will remain poor. While the other children went to convents, they had better clothes to wear, they had better vehicles to ply. This family lived in abject poverty. Then things went on and took a turn. At one point of time, the poor lady could handle it any longer. So she could handle it no longer. She called her husband and told, look here, I am not annoyed. I don't want to have a rich life. But I don't want our children to suffer this every day. Let's go off somewhere else. So they all decided in the middle of the night, they'll pack up their belongings and move out. And so they did. They moved out with all their belongings. They crossed the mountain, left the village, and as they were climbing on the other side of the mountain, they suddenly found clouds everywhere over the village which they have left. And suddenly there was thunder and lightning, and a flash of lightning came and it burned the entire lot of 20 houses. Looking at this, the lady started crying, I made the mistake. I should not have told you to leave. The man said, yes, we should not have left. Because as long as we were there, there was dharma left. Aram was still left there actually. But the minute we left, God decided that, there is no use leaving a whole lot of adharma behind at one place to live and enjoy. So, gentlemen, my dear children, it is not you alone in this world. You alone in this world can make a difference. Do not leave that village like that people out there. You can make a difference. As long as dharma is there, you will be supported. Be on your principles. Be on the cosmic law. And you will be supported by people out here and the God above. With these words, I think that I should take leave. Before that, may I request Mr. Stephenson to come and accept from me a small gift, a coffee table book on the Indian Air Force, which I would like to present it to your library. Thank you very much. And before I wind up for the day, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் எங்கள் இன்பார்ந்த பொங்கல் நல்வாழ்த்துக்கள். Thank you very much. Have a great day.
It was such an honor and delight for we the Agramites to hear such an inspiring and thought-provoking speech from you. Thank you, sir.
To honor and to be honored is a pleasant task.
I request our respected trustees, Mr. Rangasamy, to take charge of this pleasant task of felicitating our chief guest. Please, sir.
I request our respected CEO to address the gathering. Please, sir.
A very good evening to all of you all those who have gathered here. I know that most of us are here now to hear a lot of lengthy speeches. I know most of you are very much excited to see the children's performance, and generally on such occasions we do have the principal or the head of the institutions presenting the school report, which would be a lengthy report. But then I'm really glad to tell that I have given this high responsibility to my children, who will really deliver to you within a short span of time. So this moment, I would like to thank the entire team here. And as our chief guest has rightly said, that I think we the parents and we the team should take the responsibility of changing the entire world, right? So that was a very beautiful message. And this evening, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our group captain, Kalyana Kumar, who's a very, very busy personality. And in spite of a very, very busy schedule, he just accepted our token of invitation. He had been here to give such a wonderful, inspiring speech. Thank you so much, sir. And on behalf of our entire school board members, and also on behalf of entire team Agaram, I would like to thank him from the bottom of my heart and our heart as well. So I'm sure that this speech is going to really inspire all the children around. And I would like to thank all the parents for your constant support that you have given us all these years. And I'm very, very sure when we are going to join together, when there is a unity, I'm very, very sure that we are going to take this Agaram to the next level, and I'm very sure that that is going to happen very, very shortly, and I expect everyone to continue to support with us so that we together, let us uplift the school, let us uplift the future of our children. Thank you so much. I'm sure that you're going to enjoy the show the rest of the timing. Thank you.
The whole world moves in its pendulum that creates life. The pendulum of Agaram is its chronicles, the wave that has brought Agaram to its fame and name.
The whole show, as we all know, the show comes out in elegance, as she already told. We have the chronicles to be released by my friends. Please.
Good evening, this is Rahul.
Good evening, this is Niveda. Headlines: Agaram renowned various celebrations. Agaram salute to the nation and celebrated the Independence Day function. Agaram organized an eye checkup camp on August 22nd. The annual athletic meet was seized on October 17th. Olympiad exams were conducted to challenge the students' ability. Invitation for an extensive orientation for the parents. Orientation channeled for teachers. Agaram steered ample events. Students hovered to Delhi for an educational tour. A one-day jaunt to Alia Dam and Top Slip was organized by Agaram. Team Agaram hotly released Extravaganza 2016.
And now the news in detail. Celebration is nothing which ends with pomp and revelry. It is an act or event designed to commemorate something extraordinary and entertaining. It can be a festive party when rating some joyous occasion. It reveals a great deal about its culture. It becomes an integral part of joyful learning, community building, and thought-provoking process. Along with the enthusiasm, fun, and activities of the celebrations, the qualities of sensitivity, simplicity, and creativity is highlighted. Children are exposed to the essence of the Agaram festivals. Ramzan was celebrated on July 17. Opulent Onam function was celebrated on August 27. Diwali created an awareness of anti-crackers on November 7. Students sought the blessings of the goddess of knowledge as puja celebration on October 10. Teachers' Day celebration had its merriment on September 5. Stunning show performed by the teachers on Children's Day. Vijayadashami admissions set to soar in Agaram. Agaram commenced Vijayadashami admission on October 22nd, as the day is the best day for admitting the children. Nativity scene of Jesus' birth presented on Christmas.
Independence Day. The ceremony started at 8 a.m. in the school open ground with large crowd. Our principal welcomed the gathering and unfurled the tricolour flag, and all in unison sang the national anthem. Miss Kaushika, the head girl, shared her views on the significance of the day. Children dressed up as freedom fighters, which awakened everyone's feelings to our motherland. On this propitious day, a large group of student rally was organized, raising slogans of Clean India in and around the town of Dharapuram. It was heartening to see children apply themselves with as much zeal and zest to the Independence Day celebration as in other festivities. Children presented a mime show which brought the entire audience to their feet. Finally, the day was concluded after the tree plantation drive by the students near Lord Anjaneya Temple in Dharapuram.
Sports. The Cradle had invited the chief guest, Mr. Llewellyn Xavier. Chief guest released the bird of peace. The students showcased their multifaceted talents. The ground looked colorful with march past by 4 houses saluting the dignitaries. The playground wore a festive look with colorful balls. The much coveted rolling shield was won by the Olympians. Students of Olympians were thrilled to receive the overall championship. Our student, Master Sarvana Karnamurthy, has been awarded the first place in the District Field Archery Championship held in Tirupur on October 5. Our students, Master Sriram Karthik and Miss Shweta, had secured third places respectively in long jump and discus throw in the Sahodaya competition held in Coimbatore. Students garnered many places in JSKA Karate Association held in Coimbatore district. It was overwhelming to receive the overall championship in International Open Karate Tournament.
Eye Camp. A free eye checkup was organized by Aravind Eye Foundation for the students to find out their eye disorders. Few children were detected with eye problems. They were oriented by the doctors on how to protect the eyes after the checkup program. All the children were screened and benefited from the camp.
A challenge hallmark is that the Olympiad exam, which provides a great platform for testing the ability of the children. It was a global test of competence and proficiency in all areas, which is held every year at national and international levels to motivate students to strive for deeper understanding of scientific facts and to enhance their reasoning, analytical and problem-solving skills. It's a right tool for the students. Master Shivasudan, Master Akshay Divyesh, Miss Gayatri and Miss Tarika have brought laurels to our school by winning the prestigious gold medal. They bagged city level first rank and have achieved under 1000 in state and international level. Master Pardikumaran has been qualified for the next level in International Max Olympiad exam.
Parents were exhilarated in the art of parenting on November 16th. Parents' orientation fills us with all exhilaration and nervous energy. Parents were wondered what to expect from this experience. Orientation included different sessions, and the parents had healthy interactions. They were invited for the role play activity. List parents are usually the strongest models with the greatest impact.
A one-day seminar was conducted for the teachers on November 25th. It was an enriching experience to the teachers. Principal interacted with the teachers through PPT presentations, followed by question and answer round, group skit and fun games.
Any day of the school year is a great day for a special event. Throughout the year, special events were held to celebrate occasions and acknowledge excellence. In this teacher ceremony, students took oath to inculcate the leadership qualities. The investiture ceremony for the academic session 2015-16 was held on 30th July. The event was presided over by Mr. Puvannan. It was conducted with a high degree of sincerity and enthusiasm. The newly elected student council took an oath in front of the whole school to be true to their posts and duties assigned to them. The head boy and the head girl shared their thoughts on taking this esteemed responsibility.
Agaram Fest. The fest was commenced for the students to elicit out their talents on August 6th and September 9th. It was a grand fest which encouraged the students to sign up for various events. Each student captivated the audience and competed with great fervor with each other in the events such as role play, spell bee, drawing, waste out of wealth, greeting card making, recitation, speech, song and dance. The fest was a great success. The overall trophy backed by Horatius House. On these days, a wonderful opportunity was given to the KG children to draw out their skills and abilities.
Inter-house debate. Several weeks of feverish preparation culminated in the senior inter-house debate competition on October 10. Students delivered their arguments in a perfect manner. At last, they fine-tuned their arguments with each other. It was really a great turnout for the students.
Axis Bank Drawing Competition. In the month of November 24, drawing competition was organized by Axis Bank in Agaram. Students from grade 1 to 10 actively participated and enjoyed the competition to the fullest.
Math Expo. Student outreach presentation on Math Expo. Math Club of Agaram conducted its first Math Expo on December 5. The day-long exposition showcased the best displays of the students. Parents witnessed what their kids have been working on.
Theatre Fest. The fest was held between 9 to 11 in the month of December, which opened many doors for the students to bring out their language, vocabulary, style, and body language. Right from the KG, all the classes presented dramas which are awesome and eminent.
Campfire. Team Agaram lighted the campfire on December 22nd. The evening campfire provided a chance for the boarders to showcase their own talents. The whole group participated in singing songs or performing an act as a team. Teachers were encouraged to bring marshmallows to lighten the mood and encourage participation.
A 5-day educational trip to Delhi and Agra was organized by Agaram. It was organized from October 26th to 30th. It was an Indigo flight from Coimbatore to Delhi. Most of the students were flying for the first time in their lives. It was quite amazing. It was a specially designed educational tour to make the students familiar with India's pride, the Taj Mahal in Agra, Qutub Minar and Lotus Temple. The trip was a mixture of historical, religious and cultural India. It was an experience that they will remember for a long, long time.
A little room, small. Over there, I told you first. So 11 are here, 11 are that side. So total 22 or 22 years, which was completion of Taj Mahal. The full age.
Boarders went a one-day trip to Alia, which is located in the Anamali Hills. The trip highlights some of the aspects and in particular. Another trip was conducted on 5th September to the places Top Slip and Tirumurti Dam near Pollachi. The students enjoyed the lovely scenery which was ultimate paradise. The silence of the forest was so original and the sounds of some birds at times was also scary. That was the best picnic spot ever.
It's time to witness a spectacular show. Team Agaram feels proud to release the extravaganza entitled as Yanakul Irukkum Ennai Thedi. It is a documentary film enacted by our children and our beloved parents. Before the extravaganza begins, we have our reporter of Agaram TV, Ms. Shrutika, to interview one of the parents in this grand crowd about their expectation of this outstanding show. Also, the excitement and experience of our beloved parents and children who are enacted in this documentary film. Let's hear their experience in live.
Good evening. I'm Shrutika from Agaram TV. It's a pleasure to meet you all here. I see the eagerness and thrillness in every parent's eyes. Now I'm going to interview few of their parents here. Sir, extra vacancyங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு ரிலீஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. அப்படினா என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க? உங்க எதிர்பார்ப்பு என்ன? நீங்க ஏதோ ஒன்னு சொல்லுங்க. Okay, I think you're excited. சார் உங்களுக்கு ஏதாச்சும் ஐடியா இருக்கா? சார் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வேகன்ஸாங்கிறது நாங்கள் ரீடர்ஸ் வந்து ரெட் பண்ணாங்க. அப்படின்னா என்னவா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க?
எனக்குள்ள இருக்கும்னு தெரியும். இதை வந்து நீங்கள் அதை நாங்கள் பார்த்த பின்னாடி தானே சொல்ல முடியும். எதிர்பார்ப்புங்கிறது நீங்கள் நல்லா பண்ணியிருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கலாம். ஆனால் நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கீங்கிறது நாங்கள் பார்த்த பின்னாடி தானே சொல்ல முடியும். அதனால் கருத்துக்களை வந்து நீங்கள் நிகழ்ச்சி முடிஞ்சோன்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா கரெக்டாக சொல்லிடுவோம்.
என்னவா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க?
ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டோடைய, அதாவது எப்படின்னா ஒரு மாணவனுடைய எதிர்கால ஃபியூச்சரில் என்னவா ஆகணும் அப்படிங்கிறத ஒரு எண்ணங்கள் எப்படி இருக்குங்கிறத நீங்கள் சொல்லியிருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஆனால் பார்த்த பின்னாடி தான் என்னால் சொல்ல முடியும்.
தேங்க்யூ சார். Thank you, sir. It's a documentary film acted by our parents and students. Come, let's hear the experience of the parent who have acted in this film. Good evening, ma'am. You are looking great. Please introduce yourself.
I am Lavanya and I am Dharapuram for +1.
Well, ma'am, what's your role and character in this film?
I'm a parent here in this.
Okay, ma'am. Could you share your experience, please?
Actually, I feel and I thank everyone who all encouraged me and my family who supported me to do this film.
Well, ma'am, what specifically did you like in this film?
It is a story which should be known by all the students and parents and teachers. Those who want to lead a perfect life, this should be followed.
Okay, ma'am, what do you want to tell to our audience?
Actually, this is a moral to all the parents and the students, and the teachers should follow this to bring their children's kids correctly.
Fantastic, ma'am. Have a great day. Thank you very much. It's very glad to hear that comments from our parents. Come, let's go and meet our students who are looking amazing. Wow, you all are looking stunning and gorgeous in these costumes. Ms. Ritisha, you're capturing everyone's eyes to your side. What dance you're going to perform? How do you feel?
It's Arabian dance. It's delightful to be in this mass. I feel very much exciting and overjoyed.
Thank you. Well, Ms. Shwatika, your costume reveals our culture. I think you're going to perform a traditional dance. Do you feel comfortable?
Yeah, I like this costume very much. I'm very excited to be a part of this folk dance.
Thank you. Mr. Surjit, you're looking optimistic. How do you feel at this moment?
Yes, of course. It gives me confidence on my fellow dancers. And we are practiced well. On the whole, it's overwhelming.
Thank you. Top set, extra big it's an outstanding finale. Stay tuned to watch. This is Shrutika from Agaram TV signing off. Thank you.
That was an interesting information from our reporter. Thank you, Ms. Shrutika.
Headlines once again. Agaram renounced various celebrations. Agaram saluted the nation and celebrated the Independence Day function. Agaram organized an I-Checkup camp on August 22nd. The annual athletic meet was seized on October 17. Olympiad exams were conducted to challenge the students' ability. Invitation for an extensive orientation for the parents. Invitation for orientation channeled for teachers. Agaram steered ample events. Students hovered to Delhi for educational tour. A one-day jaunt to Arya Dam and Top Slip was organized by Agaram. Team Agaram Horti released Extravaganza 2016. That's all news. This is Niveda signing off. Thank you.
This is Rahul signing off on behalf of Agaram TV. Thank you.